Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in chapter 18 of Gyaneshwari and we are looking at Man Mana Bhava Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Satyam Te Pratijane Priyosi Me. Man Mana, how should a bhakta should be? Mad Bhakta. How should my devotee should be? No, अपनी मनमानी नहीं करनी चाहिए. Meaning, manmana, he should not do what he feels like. He should keep his mind only focused on me. That is manmana madhavata. Or at karma level, what does it mean? Manmana? Come. It means that yesterday I was telling you last week. Okay, just we'll come to that point again afterwards. Manmana will be that you dedicate your actions at the feet of the Lord. You do all the actions for the sake of the Lord. So how does the doer function? How does the ego function? As? That is right. As Karta and Bhokta. So when do you become Karta? Do you become Karta after the action or before the action? So you address the doer. Stop being the doer before you do any activity. If you do the activity with the sense of I-ness, with ahanta, you will become the doer and the kriya will become the karma. You understand? The activity will become action. Whenever ownership is taken. One more. Dinesh. So when the ownership is taken. But this opportunity is there that every time, and what is action? Speech, hands, legs, anus and genitals. This is where we do the activity. Activity is taking place. Okay, you can go further. That it is happening at the sensory level also, at the thought level also. But am I saying I am speaking, I am doing, I am holding, I am going, I am walking, I am seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, I am thinking, I am convinced, I am. Opportunity is there that you don't use the word I am and feel it also at the same time. That I am not the seer, seeing is happening. I am not the speaker, speaking is taking place. I am the listener is the normal response, but you can choose that, hey, listening is taking place. I am only the observer of what is already taking place. I did not initiate the listening or talking or seeing or hearing. So when when you think in this manner and take action before action is performed, we can dissolve the doer, the karta bhav. And after, suppose you have taken the doership and you have done the action, there will be some result. How do you take it? Do you take it as, man, I did not want this result. I did not want this to happen this way. Instead, whatever comes, you take it as prasad of the Lord. Then enjoyership also, because ego expresses as doership and enjoyership. If enjoyership is not according to what you decided, then you will dislike it, dislike the results. But bhakta, he never likes or dislikes, he just takes it as prasad. And as a doer, before initiating any action, he sees, or while performing the action, he tries to refine himself again and again to see that it is all his doing, mine is nothing. And in this way, he maintains this bhav. So here it was told that so therefore, when we are moving in this world, let every name and form remind us of the divine. Everything. When we are thinking of the Lord, Mad Bhakta, what is the next one? Madhyaji. Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. So, when we are thinking of the Lord as the divine, who is Lord? He is in and through everything. He is before and after and during. So, there is no time that he is not. And this is what Gyaneshwari Maharaj, when we take that attitude that everything is he alone, then first part of the equation is when action is being performed. Why action is performed? We talked about it last week. Why? Why is action performed?
Because of the desire.
Why? What is the purpose of action? Purify. Shuddhikaran. And this is the way to Shuddhikaran. Bhagwan here, after telling the entire Bhagavad Gita, in this particular verse, he is giving sabka nichod, the entire Bhagavad Gita. He is taking the creme de la creme. Now think what it is. The Upanishads, the Vedas are there. What is the cream of the Vedas? The Upanishads. What is the cream of all the Upanishads put together? Brahma Sutras are not cream. They are only sorting out the contradictions. So what is the cream of the Upanishads? Bhagavad Gita. Good, thank you. What is the cream of Bhagavad Gita?
Chapter 18. Chapter 15.
We are doing chapter 18, so chapter 18. When we are doing chapter 12, so chapter 12. For Karma Yogi, it will be chapter 5. For Bhakta Yogi, it will be chapter 12. For Gyan Yogi, it will be chapter 18.
Chapter 15.
Chapter 15. But how do we come to that Purushottama? How do we recognize that he is all in all? We can't remember. We have gone in detail about all this in last class. We can't go into all the verses again and again and again. So tell me in one shot. I don't want to again go through everything. Tell me in one shot what I should do or what I should not do. This is the verse. The essence of the entire Bhagavad Gita. From practice point of view. From practice point of view. So when you are acting in this world, you perform the actions for my sake, initial stage. Second stage, before the action, you see that he is performing. He is only the prompter of the action. After the action is done, see it as the prasad. This way what will happen? Purification will happen. Of what? The doer will be melting away and the enjoyer will also be melting away. Why doer and enjoyer will be melting away, which is equal to ego? Because doer is thinking, you are thinking that I am not the doer, he is the doer. And then whatever the result is coming, you are not saying that I don't like this result, I like that result. You are saying it is prasad, just take it. That's it. Story over. So there is no choice, choiceless existence. See? And when we start functioning in this manner, we move to the next stage. What is that? Bhakti. In bhakti, what is it? What are we doing? Here he is telling that put your mind on me. So that was from karma point of view. Before in bhakti, what are you doing? You are remembering only the Lord to the exclusion of everything else. How? Mechanically or with bhav? With devotion, with surrender. See, here it is Sharanagati. What is the verse saying? Man mana mahabhat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mam namaskuru is, namaskar is the shashtang, the Sharanagati, the surrender. It is not namaskar means every statue you see, you touch the feet of the statue. You can do that. Many people do it. Just now I was listening to one, the mother got a boy, baby boy, who was born, or he was born blind, or after, for some reason, he lost his eyesight. And she was a great devotee of the Lord, and she said to Tirupati, she said, Tirupati Bappa, I from Gujarat, from somewhere in Gujarat. She said, Tirupati Bappa, or whichever, Krishna, you make my son see again, and I'll make sure that he walks from somewhere in Gujarat he is living, on the coast, from there till Tirupati. Eyesight came back. And that boy did not do the what the mother had promised. But when mother passed away due to old age, and he was about to retire, he gave up his job. He said, there was one wish of my mother which I did not fulfill, and that was this one. And he remembered. He was conveniently forgetting it. He remembered. Resigned from his job, completed the vow of the mother, along with him his wife also, walked, not car or bus, walked all the way from Gujarat to Tirupati. A sense of satisfaction. See? So here when we come to devotion, what happens? That your sense of satisfaction is only in merging into the Lord. So think of the Lord to the exclusion of everything. He says, fix your mind on me to the exclusion of everything, and then as a result, what will happen? And yes, and who is Lord? First was purification, Karma Yoga was purification. Who is Lord? Lord is the Ishvara is the Nimitta Karan and Upadan Karan. He is the material cause and Upadan is material cause and Nimitta Karan is the efficient cause. He is the material out of which the whole creation is created. One horizon of that infinite Lord is called body, which you can see, which is the name and form. The other horizon of this body, can you see? Can you see? But that is called Ishvara. It is the one same thing. One place you can see the water as ice, which has name and form, crystallized. But what is the other end of the ice? It's water. See? But can the eye see that? No. Can you see? You are seeing only the form on one side, on one spectrum. But what about the other spectrum? Are you able to see the Atma, the conscious self? Because the Paramatma, he is both. We don't have the eye to see the Paramatma in the world. This body is also Paramatma in essence, as existence. This table is also Paramatma in essence as existence, not as wood only. Wood will come and go. But from existential point of view, it is eternal. So, do we have that eye? That we have to develop. And that we cannot develop with ahankar. We have to, as the mind becomes purified as a result of Karma Yoga, our mind, our energies. So here it is told, in the Karma Yoga, we are involved in the world. In Bhakti Yoga, we are While living in the world, what are we doing? We choosing to focus only on the divine again and again. Maybe the form of the divine, maybe the stories of the divine, maybe the leelas of the divine, with qualities of the divine. And in this way, again and again and again and again, interaction with the divine. Now, what is the theme? Wherever you go, everywhere you may say, hi, how are you, this, that. Immediately the talk of saints and sages, talk of Bhagwan, talk of the Ram Leela or Krishna Leela or some Leela of some saint, it starts. This is what happens. You automatically feel comfortable going to satsang, or you start getting attracted within yourself. The urge is there. I want to go to satsang. I don't want to waste my time doing anything else. It's a natural inclination. It's all happening because of purification and faith in now the mind is becoming focused on the Lord. Initial challenges will be there, but if purification is properly done while you are moving around in the world, then the challenge while taking the name will not be there. Not as much. People don't do that and only do this. See? Only do want to take the name. So again, name, what is the name? When you start taking the name, when you start contemplating on the Lord, you go from Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para, you go into Samadhi. You go beyond the waking dream and deep sleep and establish. He takes you. It is not that you are going. It is not that you are becoming one with the divine. It is not becoming. Then what is it? He is absorbing you into himself, because there was never a time that you were separated from him. This is the point we were discussing last week. Don't forget that the ornament has never become separated from the gold. The wave has never become separated from the ocean. Here, what will happen from the Bhakti Yoga point of view? That your attention on the Lord, just like your attention on the sleep absorbs you, you become merged into the sleep. Your attention on the Lord, you get merged into the Lord. See? And then what happens? You become empty. Wherever you are empty, there the Lord starts expressing. Such people from whom the Lord is expressing are called saints and sages. See? Or Swamiji keeps giving an example. There is a mic, and if it is having its own identity, sound is coming. What will you do with that mic? Throw it away. You'll give it a few chances. Why fix ho ja? You will take the connection out again, put it in. Still it will, and now more sound is coming. Eventually, what will you do? You will put it away and get a new mic and use it. Same way, this equipment has not been created by your parents. It is his blessing. He is the material out of which this body is made. He alone is expressing as space, air, fire, water, earth, which your parents were also, but you are attached. You are not attached to a God, you are attached to parents. See? How long will we keep doing duty towards the parents? Is there nothing called duty towards God? Huh? So therefore it was told, when you are living in the world, see that whatever is required to be done, we must do. But we must do it for His sake. Not for the sake of parents, not for the sake of children, not for the sake of business, not for the sake of anything or anyone. It must be done for the sake of the divine. Because it's His expression. Then purification happens, which will lead us to the next stage, which is bhakti, where our mind becomes single pointed. And once we merge into Him, what is the vision of the Lord? What is the vision of the ocean? All the waves are in me, I am in all the waves, isn't it? This becomes a realized person's disposition. All are in me, I am in all. See. Manmanam avadbhatta madhyaji mam namaskuru, and this is not given all there in that detail, but I am explaining. Then mame vaishyasi satyam te, and he is telling you this explanation apart. If you surrender to me, if you think about me, if you fix your mind on me, if you do everything for my sake and surrender at my feet, namaskuru, then what is the assurance that Bhagavan is giving? He says, Satyam te, I am telling the truth. What? That Mame Vaishyasi Satyam te, that you will merge into me. I am telling the truth, that you will merge into me if you do this. Pratijane Priyosi me, and such and I am telling you this Priyosi me, because you are dear to me. I don't tell this to every Tom, Dick and Harry. I only tell this whole Bhagavad Gita is coming to whom? It is only coming to Arjuna. Again I repeat, Duryodhanacharya knew who Krishna was, Bhishmacharya knew who Krishna was, Karna also came to know who Krishna was. And Krishna gave him the option, you come to me, there will be no sin for you. He says, I know who you are now, but I feel indebted by the favor that Duryodhana has shown towards me, and I will fight from his side. The Bhishmacharya is also the same. See? Even after knowing, so now you all know, even after knowing that this is what we have to do, will we do it? Decide wisely. So we were at 1373. Aikaza apuliya ravo apuli apanaya anava he dhananjaya taise he ki tetha arjunu mane deve achat he na bolave ze amche kazanave tuzheni eke यावरी सांगो बैससी का सांगता भाषा ही देसी या तुझिया विनोदासी पारू आहेजी. In the 173rd he says, this is O Dhananjaya, like a that. Then Arjuna said, please do not indulge in such unseemly talk. All our objects are achieved by the remembrance of your name alone. Even so, you give advice to me, and while doing this, you resort to swearing. Is there any limit to your jesting? Because what did Bhagwan say before? He said, I'll just read it so that we get the context in which we are saying. He said, I swear to you that I am not saying anything which is untrue. Satyam te aaya tha na. He says, I swear by your name, by you Arjuna, that what I am saying is not untrue. But when he says this, he suddenly realizes, but to swear by you amounts to swearing by my own self. मैं तुम्हारी कसम लूँगा, मैं अपनी कसम ले रहा हूँ. So even though I am swearing by you, but you are not separate to me. What is the ocean's attitude towards everything? All the waves are in me, I am in all the waves. So does the ocean see any wave as separate from itself? No. So therefore, Bhagwan immediately recognizes, Arey, I went down too much. But very next moment he sees that, Arey, I am swearing by myself only. And then that realization that I went down to to the level of Arjuna, to the level of individuality. He says, but real love makes one forget shyness. So he says this happens. See, when we are playing with kids, we are all, we may be swamis or we may be grandparents. But when a small child comes, You are on your 4 feet. Yesterday I was with someone in Newcastle, and at 10:30 he says, Swamiji, I want to defeat you in chess. 10:30, huh? I said, okay, bhaiya, come, with great confidence, because last time I defeated him 2 times. So he was ready to take the, and he has been practicing on the computer, Ravi Raj ka beta. So he came and he allowed, ek ke baad ek, you're doing very well. It was already 11:15, we were tired. Fatafat. He cleared every single black of mine, because I allowed. But he was so happy. Now you cannot say, Swamiji, because I was tired, so I got defeated, that I was not ready, because I was sleepy. No, I defeated you. I said, yes, you defeated me, man. But next time I'm going to come back and get back to you. He says, no, by then I will practice more levels of chess on the computer. Achhi baat hai. But we come down to their level. We argue also with them. Here, if you give me something that you have eaten with your spoon and I will take it, I will not take it from your dirty spoon. I will not take it. But from a small child, I have got no problems. We don't feel that कि झूठा है, उष्टा है बोलते हैं ना, हमको नहीं लगता. We same spoon, उसके भी मुंह में डाल दिया, अपने भी मुंह में डाल दिया, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But with elders, ऐसे कैसे? Because we have seen this fellow doesn't wash hands. But that small child also doesn't wash hands. That small child has done susu also. But we don't feel protective about ourselves there. क्योंकि उसके साथ हम एक हैं, because there is no ego there. That is why I feel at one with the child. Why don't we feel one with the grown-ups? Because there is individuality there. Not ego, individuality is there. That person feels, I am someone, I am different, I am educated, I am uneducated, I am so many years old, I am elder to you, I am junior to you, blah, 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 it goes on. But such type of dialogue is not going in the child's mind. He is empty. So you don't feel anything, you just feel at one. So Bhagwan, that attitude should be towards everyone and everything in our life. So Bhagwan is saying here that, but real love makes one forget shyness. Otherwise, why should I stoop down to swearing when I am the knowable indifferent to the world? Why should I stoop down and take the form, like individuals stoop down? I'll come down to your level. Just like we playing with the children, we come down to their level. Many people, when they come, instead of talking, we come down to their level. I argue with them also. Then they become comfortable, फिर उनको खींच के ऊपर लेके आओ. We do that. Why? Because we feel for them. So Bhagwan is also saying, why should I, what is that? Otherwise, why should I stoop down to swearing? Kasam khane, kasme wade. Why should I stoop down to swearing when I am the knowable indifferent? Meaning, I am the consciousness which is pervading the entire world. How do I know the whole world? Not as I know this, I know this, I know. He says, I know the whole from inside out. Because he is the material. Indifferent material. There is no differences in the vision of the Lord. We see the differences. Ocean does not see the different waves. It sees itself. You don't see. You see different parts of your body. But what is your feeling? All is me. What does a saint see? He sees everything and everyone. But what is his disposition? All is me only. Just as the ocean or the gold, when it looks at the waves or the ornaments, all is me. Because of whom this world appearance seems real, and who commands, conquers even the destroyer. See, yesterday we saw in Kathopanishad, what was that? When the third verse, when the Yena Rupam something, Rasam Gandham. So are the eyes functioning by, they are the objects, they are the instruments, but are the five senses and the mind, the six senses, or the legs, or the organs of action, are they functioning by themselves? Or is there someone behind them who is functioning? Our attention never goes to that fellow. Our attention only goes, अरे अब मेरे को भूख लगी है. अरे तुमने पैदा की क्या भूख? See? So who is functioning behind the eye? Who is behind the vision? Who is behind the mind? Who knows that thoughts are coming and going? Who is behind the intellect? Who knows the I thought is coming and going in the mind? Who is that fellow who knows the waker, dreamer and sleeper are coming and going every day? Who is that fellow? Have we ever put even a little bit of time contemplating on that principle? That principle, Bhagavan is telling here that I am that because of whom the world appearance seems real. I give it reality. See? Because without the conscious principle, can you come to know? Can a dead person come to know the world? Then who comes to know? It's the consciousness. If you are not conscious, you cannot come to know the world. This is from our point of view. This is we are understanding. Now look at God. He is existence plus consciousness plus bliss. He is the material out of which the whole world has been created. And in and through that world, this existence, consciousness and bliss, because that is the material, that is expressing. Somewhere it is expressing more, somewhere it is expressing less. So in this wood, what is expressing? Only existence. Consciousness and bliss is not there. In this cup, what is expressing? Only existence. In this, only existence. See? In animals, existence and consciousness. In human beings, the possibility of bliss is also there if we choose. Otherwise, we remain only at existent consciousness. But that also very limited consciousness. It's not expanded consciousness. If we are living only for this body, then it is limited consciousness. The transformation in the vision has not come about. How does God know the whole creation, which is not other than Himself? Maunam vyakhyat prakatita parabrahma tattvam. Through silence. And that is the beauty. That silence is not physical silence of the mouth. That silence is inside. That in Him, the divisions, what is the division? The Dvandva and the Dvaita is not created even though He is looking at the world. This is the Ishvara's standpoint. And when he says here that the world appearance seems real and whose command conquers even the destroyer. See? So for he is not even disturbed by, yes, last week, I am going back to last week, if I said it, I can't remember, that Bhagwan or the Ishvara does not become less because creation has come out of him. He does not become more because it has merged back into him. The ocean does not become less if infinite number of waves have come about. And when the waves merge back into the ocean does not become more. Isn't it? So is he affected by the creation and destruction? No. He's not created. Are you affected by creation and destruction? Every day the waker is created. Every day the waker is destroyed. Then the dreamer is created, dreamer is destroyed. Do you get affected? Every day. Then both of them are destroyed, you go to sleep. Then sleep is destroyed, then you wake up. Every day it is happening, but are you disturbed because of it? We never even think about that. We never cry about it. But if someone near and dear dies, oh, Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati. Oh, my father, my mother, my sister, my brother passed away, whatever. See? When for a devotee, there is no place, no moment he can become emotional and cry for something or someone. दुनिया बनाने वाले काहे को दुनिया बनाई है तरीके. No crying. Because if we have surrendered to God in this manner, and Bhagwan is just as he said before, then there must be transformation in our vision. And that transformation of vision is not an individual transformation. The individual transforms into the total. And transformation of individual in the total means that he is inclusive of everything. Intrinsically he feels that. You see? But we take it the other way. Oh, I have transformed. I can feel everything is me. And when that person dies, I am also dying. We hear people talking like this, isn't it? Then now from 170, this we did. So this was the background because of which Arjuna is saying that please do not indulge in such unseemingly talk. All our objects are achieved by the remembrance of your name alone. Even so, you give advice to me, and while doing this, you resort to swearing. Is there any limit to your jesting? Is there any limit to your leela? Jesting here is leela. There is nothing that Lord has left undone in his incarnation as Krishna. As Ram, he is Maryada Purushottam. As Krishna, he is Leela Purushottam. Complete. If he has to tell lies, he will tell lies. If he has to tell the truth, he will tell the truth. If he has to swear, he will swear. If he has to come down to the level of Arjuna, he will come down to the level of Arjuna. He will say, I have taken a vow that I am not going to lift any weapons. And then the devotee comes, Bhishmacharya comes, but I take a vow that I will make you lift a weapon. He breaks his own vow. There is nothing that Krishna has not done. All possibilities is he alone. All impossibilities is he alone. See? Because at any given moment, Krishna knows he is the infinite one. You and me, we know it intellectually. We are not being it. Therefore, there is a bit of shyness, there is a bit of hesitation to behave differently. Krishna behaved differently, and people went against him, they couldn't do anything. He showed how it is correct. But that strength, that power, that Atma Bal comes from where? It doesn't come from the yes men around him. It doesn't come from the achievements that he has gained in the world. It comes from knowing who he really is. If you know who you really are, then what is the status of the world that we are seeing for such a person? Zero. There is no differences. There is no otherness. Do you feel if you scratch yourself, how many millions of skin cells are dead in that one scratch? Did you commit murder? Every cell was alive, but you scratched, and so many died. Did you commit a murder? Did you commit a sin? You cut your nails, you cut your hair. Did you commit a sin? So approach is different. Why? You don't feel sin? Because everything, nail is I am, hair is I am, the skin is I am, my leg, I will do whatever I want with it. So Bhagwan is, when you do with whatever you want to do with your body, it's your Leela. Bhagwan's, what is his body? The whole cosmos. What he does with that whole cosmos is his Leela. Isn't it? सोचने का तरीका है. How do you approach the whole thing? So here, is there any limit to your jesting? Did we read the next verses? Nahin, na? From 1376 onwards. कमळवना विकाशू करी रवीचा एक अंशू तेथ आघवाची प्रकाशू नित्य देतो पृथ्वी निवौनी सागर भरी जती एवढे थोर वर्षे तेथ मिशांतर चातकुकी म्हणवनी औदार्या तुझेया मज निमित्त ना म्हणावया प्राप्ती असे दानी राया कृपानिधी तव देवो म्हणती राहे या बोलाचा प्रस्तावो नोहे पै माते पावसी उपाये साचची येणे सैंधव सिंधू पडलिया जो क्षणू धनंजया तेणे विरेची की ओरावया कारण काही. He says here, the sun with his rays makes a garden of lotus flowers bloom, and under that pretext gives light to the whole world. Which light? It makes the flower bloom and gives light to the whole world. How does light come? If the lotus flower blooms, how do you get light? Think out of the box. No. What? If sun is making a lotus flower bloom, how you are getting the sunlight?
Direct from the sun?
Yeah, that is natural. But how come you are getting the sunlight from the lotus flower?
From the sun.
As the way of joy. You look at a rainbow, you look at a lotus flower, you smell the fragrance of flowers. What happens to you? Ekdam, you forget everything. You are in that moment. You wake up. It's a wakefulness. See? So here he's saying, the sun with his rays makes a garden of lotus flower bloom, and under that pretext gives light to the whole world. The cloud sends showers of rain sufficient to flood the sea in order to cool down the heated earth. But for that, the Chataka bird provides the pretext. All these examples he has taken before also. Chataka bird, who is it? It is that bird which drinks the water only while it is in the air. It will not drink water from the ground. That is Chataka bird. So in this manner, but for that Chataka bird provides the pretext. So, O gracious donor, I have merely become the instrument for your generosity. Arjuna is going through a transformation. This overflow of love from Krishna. Imagine, you are in a temple and suddenly the statue becomes alive. For one moment. Many people it happens. One person went to Kailash with me and they saw Lord Shiva there. And they started crying out of joy. Their wife joined. He said, what are you doing? Why are you crying? He said, Lord Shiva, And she also felt, she also started enjoying. है ना? ऐसे miracles, इनको we call them miracles, but these things happen because at that, maybe out of, that's why all our temples are in some difficult places. By the time you get there, you get exhausted. When you get exhausted, you can't think. When you don't think, you are empty. When you are empty, the Lord expresses through you, or you become available to the Lord. Abhi to, now Tirupati the road has made, but otherwise how many? 7 hills you have to cross walking. Go to Kedarnath, Badrinath, you have to walk 14 kilometers. See? Your body is broken by the time you end there. But the joy of seeing Kedarnath after walking 14 kilometers, he has done it with us. But the joy of seeing Kedarnath Bhagwan, it's only piece of stone. But why did you walk 14 kilometers to see a stone? Because you have faith. It is the representative, or is the expression of the divine. It's one of the Jyotirlingas. With that bhav, and you are remembering that, you have not even seen how it looks. Many people have not seen. Or if you have seen, you forget. But that time only Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, and you get there. And you look at that, get into the temple, you just look at the temple from outside, you start crying. Why? See? Is it because, oh man, why you are crying? Because why you have to walk 14 kilometers? Is that why you are crying, or you are crying out of joy of having made it? And what is that made it? You are crying out of the joy that you have become, you are not knowing this, you think you have made it, but actually what is that made it equal to? You have become empty. Mind has become, you can't think. You're so exhausted. And on top of that, you are at 12,000 feet, no oxygen also. So all things put together, same thing in Tirupati also, you feel, some people feel difficulty in breathing. So in this manner, Arjun Maharaj is saying that I have merely become the instrument for your generosity. Then the Lord replied, instrument in your generosity. What is this generosity? One is generosity that Bhagwan is pouring the knowledge into him. Bhagavad Gita is also pouring the knowledge to us continuously. Generosity is here also. Gyaneshwari Maharaj is also pouring the knowledge. We are last 7-8 years we are studying it. It's continuously pouring. But what will be true generosity? Have we become an empty vessel for that generosity, that divinity to express through this instrument? He says, I am only an instrument for your, what did he say? He says that I have merely become the instrument for your generosity. For your generosity. That generosity is the bhar ke divinity is expressing through Arjuna. Is that happening to us? That transformation which I was talking about before. That we become zero, we become empty. Where we become empty? The the divinity starts expressing. If we don't become empty, then what will happen? Like the mic is changed, you will be also replaced. Chal bhai, get out of the way. Get out of this creation, not required. Because from his point of view, there is no joy in birth and there is no sorrow in death. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose. It's a leela from divine's point of view. So whether you are there or not there, it does not matter to him. But because you feel you are an individual, better clean up your act, live correctly, That will now come in our next verse. Very famous verse, but it will come in next week, I think. Then the Lord replied, what did he say? Stop, you need not say all this. By adopting the means I have taught you, you will truly attain to me. See, Bhagwan is giving assurance that I have taught you whatever I have to teach, you will surely attain to me. What does this mean? Tell me. Let's do some brainstorming. You shall certainly attain to me. Why is the Lord saying that? Digital people also can answer. Why is
Swamiji,
Ha?
Arjuna has demonstrated that he is the vessel, that he is the vessel through which the Lord can be expressed.
No, we are talking from Lord's standpoint. The Lord is giving the assurance that you will certainly attain to me. Okay, I'm not going to say yes or no. His point is that Arjuna has become the vessel and Bhagwan has recognized that and he says, you will certainly attain me. Okay, that's good. Anything else?
He has got the confidence in Arjuna's
The gentleman, Suhas is saying he has the confidence in Arjuna. About what?
like he will merge into
Individual can never merge into the divine. Only the divine can make the individual merge. What individual can do is think of the divine, that's all. You can think of the sleep, but can you merge into sleep or it happens? It happens, na? Same way with the Bhagwan also. So to say that I am going to, तो अभी अहंकार तो अभी भी पक्का है.
नहीं, but the Bhagwan is actually confident that
This will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, that now words are changed. Correct. Anything else?
Arjuna has surrendered to Lord Krishna and now he is able to purify himself or he is able to express what Krishna is saying to grasp.
No, but here the question is from, I am asking, Krishna is saying that you will certainly attain to me. What does it mean? This is what I am asking. You are taking the standpoint of Arjuna again and again. I am talking from Krishna's point of view. Why Krishna is feeling so confident, so clear, so without a doubt that this will not happen.
Because Bhagwan can see Arjuna's ego is completely dissolved.
She said, Bhagwan can see Arjuna's ego completely dissolved. Remember all these points, huh? Wonderful. One more. Sangeeta.
From Krishna's point of view, there is nothing separate from him. So
Yeah.
at the end, he will.
Mwah.
Yes,
Correct.
that's what I'm also
From
saying.
okay. Mwah. For you also.
Same point too.
I gave you a kiss. Don't.
Thank you so much.
Yes, from Krishna's point of view, nothing is separate from him.
Exactly.
Everyone is already united to him. All in one in all. There is no separation. So this word, this communication that he is giving to Arjuna, it's only for his sake. But in his heart, he knows Arjuna is already is not a separate entity. Arjuna has never got separated from him. You understanding? The ocean knows that the wave has never got separated to the ocean. The gold knows that the ornament has never got separated to the gold. And then the gold is saying, I am sure one day you will come back to be the gold. अरे ड्रामा चल रहा है सारा. So when I asked this question, your disposition should have been, from where is Krishna thinking? What is the cap that he is wearing at this moment when he's saying that I have no doubt that I am sure that you will attain to me? All those other points are valid. I am not saying no, but the most important one is from his point of view. everyone or everything is always or already united with him. Then why doesn't he say that to others? Why didn't he say that to Duryodhana? Now, like Bhavesh's point came, that he was available. So only to that available person he will make the drama, isn't it? Say those words. Communication of words happens only if you, where is Kon? Where is Kasturi? Acha, Kasturi is not there. And but I want to, I start speaking to Kasturi. कहाँ है वो, तो है ही नहीं यहाँ पे, तो बात करने का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. You will speak to someone who is in front of you, and how much you will speak to that person depending upon that person's availability. And our Arjuna is the best sadhak here. Just a deviation, thoda sa, so we are putting on our thinking caps. So important कि we come back. When Krishna is speaking, you have to think, you were there. This is the message which our Anubhavanji gave us. When he started Bhagavad Gita, he says there are different viewpoints. You can wear the shoes of Sanjay. You can wear the shoes of Dhritarashtra. I'm going to be blind, I'll remain blind. I don't want to listen to Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya, he could see or replay the Bhagavad Gita only because of the grace of Maharishi Vedvyas. And he felt very, very grateful for having heard the Bhagavad Gita. He got realized. See? Who else? You can be Arjun. You can be Arjun, be confused, and then come. Or you can look at Bhagavad Gita. Our teacher told us that if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to wear the shoes of Krishna. Only by wearing those shoes, you will understand how Krishna is thinking, what standpoint he is taking at any given moment. No other standpoint can give you a complete, comprehensive understanding of Bhagavad Gita other than Bhagavan. I have merely become the instrument for your generosity. Then the Lord replied, stop, you need not say all this. By adopting the means I have taught you, you will truly attain to me. When the salt becomes dissolved the moment it is dropped in water, then is there any reason for it to remain separate? Now these are principles. There is no answer. Acha, where has the salt gone which went to see the depth of the ocean? Let me go and find out. You will also vanish. If you go looking for it, you will also vanish. Same way, when we take the name of the Lord, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, and we dive deep into ourselves, searching or having this bhav of surrender to the Lord, keeping the form of the Lord or keeping the name of the Lord in our mind, and seeing whatever is going on in your head, a point will come where you will vanish. Meaning, individual you will vanish. You will remain, but individuality will vanish. Doesn't it happen every night when you go to sleep? You are thinking of sleep, but what is sleep you don't know. Yet you are thinking every day, I want to go to sleep. And thinking of just one word, I am sleepy, I want to sleep, I am so tired, okay, now I am going to sleep, I am going. And from one thought to the next, you are vanished. Meaning, your identity, because when do you get your identity? Only when you identify with the body, then you get an identity. So your body gets disidentified, meaning all the five senses, the mind, the intellect, everything becomes zero. There's nothing for the I to hold on to latch on to create a thought. Nothing is available. Such a deep inward pull is there. And of what? Of emptiness, sleep. Imagine, similar thing is happening. You are taking the name of the Lord and all this understanding is there. That Lord is the material cause and the efficient cause. And you want to merge into Him knowingly, not unknowingly. Unknowingly merging into Him means sleep. Actually, in sleep, we are in one with the divine. But there we are not knowing. So we want to merge into Him knowingly, consciously, and we are chanting the name. A point will come. When it comes with the thought, it is called Savikalpa Samadhi. In Samadhi also there are two levels. If you remain with the thought of the form of the Lord, it is called a Drishyanu Savikalpa Samadhi. When you have transcended the fire element which gives the form, you transcend that and you come to space whose quality is only sound, then it's called Shabdanu Savikalpa Samadhi. But how long? Sleep. Does sleep go on all night in your mind? Somewhere the word sleep, thought sleep concludes, isn't it? So somewhere the thought of the Lord's name, somewhere the thought of Aham Brahmasmi, somewhere the thought of Om, it will conclude. Because mind doesn't like repetition. He wants variety. You are giving him only one. And you are continuing to remain awake. Somewhere it will come. You will get merged. The mind will get merged. Merging of the mind means mind becomes silent. And where the mind becomes silent, there the divinity is. So, here Bhagavan says, then the Lord replied, stop, you need not say all this. By adopting the means I have taught you, you will truly attain to me. What are the means that he is telling him to adopt? Manmanama bhava madbhaktaha. This verse, which is the essence of all the teachings. Just as a salt doll, when it goes into the ocean, it merges into the whole ocean. A salt doll has a form. You can hold it, you can see it, but when it merges into jumps into the water to see the depth of the water, it becomes one with the ocean. Then you cannot find out each crystal of the salt by which it was made. Same is with this seeker also. Bhagavan is telling that you will truly attain to me. When the salt becomes dissolved, the moment it is dropped in water, then is there any reason for it to remain separate? Now, this also brings us to one point, that after merging into the divine, will again individuality come? Will again individuality surface?
No.
Hallelujah. Yes, no. Oh, once you are merged, but every night I merge into sleep, then I wake up again, individual waker is there. That is how you are fooling yourself. That is how you are fooling yourself, because you did not merge, you only temporarily merged in sleep, only to wake up. If you are to truly merge, no more getting up. No more waking up as a individual. Once the wave has recognized that it is ocean, can it ever go back to being a wave? Once someone has divorced, can they go back to being a husband or a wife? Then they have to marry again, but not otherwise, isn't it? See? So when merging means all duality gone. You have had, but we say, oh, I was deep in meditation, I was in samadhi. It's all mental imagination. But why am I not feeling that everything is divine? अब तुम अपने पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मार रहे हो सोच सोच के, तो हम क्या करें? It was your thought construct that I want to merge, but you did not merge. You are imagining that I have merged. You cannot merge. All you can do is man mana mad bhakta. Fix your mind on the Lord, chant His name, surrender to Him, work for Him, whatever. All that is told. Only do that. Result will be, it's His. It is not for you to say that now I have merged into the Lord. That is the biggest ego trip. And equally, it is a ego trip when we pass a judgment. I think this is a great Mahatma. What do you know about a Mahatma? Oh, I think he's a greater Mahatma, he is a smaller Mahatma. Yesterday I went to this family, अपना तृप्ति का छोटा बेटा, छोटा स्वामी, छोटा स्वामी, छोटा स्वामी, छोटा स्वामी. When is बड़ा स्वामी coming? मैं कहा मेरे को ही छोटा बना दिया, भाई बड़ा तो यहाँ पे है ही नहीं. 4 साल का है, छोटा स्वामी, छोटा स्वामी, छोटा स्वामी, छोटा स्वामी, छोटा स्वामी नहीं, छोटे स्वामी. बड़े स्वामी कब आएंगे? तो इसमें कोई बड़ा छोटा नहीं है. But see, this is how we go. This is a good guru, this is not a very good guru. Is it time? No. This is a good guru, this is an intelligent guru. Do you have the capacity to recognize a teacher? Do we have? We pass the judgment. Based on what? Only by looks? Only by clothes? Only by one word that he has spoken? Only by some siddhi that he has shown? Only because how many crowds is going to him? Only because how many likes he is getting on YouTube? Only because how many channels he is appearing on? Is that the reason he is a good guru? He is an evolved guru? We should not get into that drama. Our attention should be learned from wherever knowledge is coming, apply it in your life and grow. And growth is only fixing your ananyashchintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Whatever you need, I'll give. Whatever you have, I'll protect. If Bhagwan is everything, then all you have to do is think about Him. That alone we are not ready to do. Thoda sa take a chill pill and think it through, even while you are listening. Just be empty and listen. एक बार क्लिक होने की बात है बस. For those who can't understand Hindi, only once it has to click. Realization is not, oh, today I got 10% realized, then tomorrow I'll get another 10% realized. I think in 70 years, 7 chakras will open, 10 years, one, and I'll be fully realized. It is nothing like that. Either you are realized or you are not. There is not little bit sleep is coming. Either you are sleeping or you are not sleeping. Story over. I'll try to do shake hand. Either you are shaking hand or you are not shaking hand. I'll try to speak. Either you are speaking or you are not speaking. Story over. This way or that way. So here also, whether it is meditation, whether it is chanting the name of the Lord, whether it is absorption into the Lord, it is that to happen only once. इसीलिए कहा जाता है कि make yourself available at any given moment. उसके लिए first step. What is the first step? What is the first step?
Empty the mind.
हाँ. What is the first step? First step is, before you make a fool of yourself, first step is, wherever life has placed you, you perform whatever is required to be performed as an offering to the Lord. And whatever comes as a result, take it as the prasad of the Lord. This is the basic, utter basic first step in your life. Forget about taking the name, forget about listening to Upanishad, forget about meditation. If we are doing satsang, like you are all coming here and we are doing our japa, but if after 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 5 years, if it has not brought about a transformation, this is the problem, that we have not performed the actions as an offering to Him. You are forcing yourself to merge into the Lord. I am going to take Hare Ram, Ram Ram. आएगा कैसे नहीं, मैं पकड़ूंगा, जाएगा कहाँ? It's not. It will give you one glimpse, but that's it. But after that, the world of duality will still be there. Merging will not take place. A glimpse will come. And that glimpse is just a mental construct. You have created that construct. You got the. तुम बोल सकते हो कि तुमने किया या भगवान ने कहा चल यार इसको थोड़ा सा टेस्ट दे देते हैं. But that is not merging. That is not merging. So, bare minimum step, wherever life has placed you, in whatever relationship, in whatever conditions, you will be doing something or you will not be doing anything. See it as His expression. Do everything. If I go to His place, the first thing He says, Swamiji, let's have a coffee. So, offer it to the Lord. By His grace, Swamiji, coffee machine is there. Let's have. We will both have prasad. Le liya. And when He makes the coffee, you are awake. It's so strong. Wakefulness. That is the. If I ask you next time, you must. This point which I am making just now has been told in chapter 6 also. Meditation is the final result. If you don't perform this first, if you don't do what is required to be done, meditation is impossible. Karmanyevadhikaraste. So first step is perform your duties. But in what manner? As an offering to the divine. Then in 6th chapter meditation is coming. We are talking about 2nd chapter, Karmanyevadhikara. But as an offering to the Lord, we forget that. Where it's just a fine line. मैं कर रही हूँ, मैंने कहा है ना ऐसे करना है. सब्जी कोई काट रहा है, कट. मेरे को छोटा वाला चाहिए, नहीं मैं अपने हिसाब से काटूंगा. I'll cut it how I want to cut. Why can't long gajar go into, why can't long carrots go into the sambar? Why only small carrots have to go into sambar? There also there is, the one who is making sambar is saying cut it like this, you cut it and get out of the way. There also why can't? So here, then from 1381, तैसे सर्वत्र माते भजता सर्वमी होता अहंता निशेष जाओनी तत्वता मीची होसी एव माझिये प्राप्तीवरी कर्मा लागोनी अवधारी दाविली तुझ उजरी उपायाची जे आधी तव पंडुसुता सर्व कर्मे मज अर्पिता सर्वत्र प्रसन्नता लाहिजे माझी पाठी माझ्या ये प्रसादी माझे ज्ञान जाय सिद्धी तेणे मिसळीजे त्रिशुद्धी स्वरूपी माझ्या मग पार्थातिये ठाई साध्य साधन होय नाही किंबहुना तुझ काही Urechina. He says, when a person worships me with true devotion and realizes that I pervade all things, then he drops his egoistic feeling and become myself. Meaning merges into me. See, this is what the second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter, sixth chapter were about. What did we tell you? You remember what was second chapter was about? When we say karmanyevadhikaraste, mahaphaleshu kadachana, what was the principle there? Principle is our mind functions only in past and future. In the present moment it cannot function. It becomes silent. So what is the data coming in our mind? Past or future? Karmanyevadhikaraste mahaphaleshu. Mahaphaleshu, do not expect the results. What are we taking care of? Future. Karmanyadhikaraste, where is our attention? In the present. Are we thinking of the past? No. We understand something in the past has prompted to perform in the present moment. This is the situation. We are in the present moment. Right now, we planned for so many years, every Thursday we will have Bhagavad Gita. So it has been planned. The thought is there. That's why I came back also for the class. I came back for food. But now that I am here, how do I perform? By thinking about, I should not forget the next Thursday. Then I cannot perform now. So I have to perform here. Can I be, while performing, giving the lecture, can I be thinking, did you understand, did you understand, did you understand, did you? I ask sometimes, but I don't care whether you answer or not. Subject. See, you are not expecting appreciation, you are not expecting any response. You are doing it because it is the right thing to do. Man mana bhavamad bhakta. Or if you have to speak about Lord. What are we doing in satsang? Only speaking about the divine. I know I am not in the wrong place. From second chapter point of view, that I am performing the action. The ego has not gone. I am the doer. But my goal is to dissolve the ego. So right now I don't know how. First step is I do the action. There is a ownership of action. I am doing the action of speaking, but I am not expecting the result. What will happen as a result? Mind is 50. All thoughts in the mind are 50% of past, 50% of future, or whatever the mixture. Now when I do mahaphaleshu kadachana, 50% of future thoughts are neutralized. Only past is left. But now, empty space in the mind. Mind expands. You come to the third chapter. In the third chapter, when mind expands, automatically a new way of looking at things gets inaugurated. What is that? Action is not important. The intention or the attitude behind the action is more important than the action itself. Why was this possible? Because you got purified. Could this have not happened in the second chapter? No, because you are still with the mind was fully clogged with past and future. So now your attention is not on action, but on the intention of the action. Am I speaking to convince you? Am I speaking to show off? Action is taking place. Am I speaking as an offering to the divine? Am I speaking so that, tick box, this is my 2001 lecture. Is that for what I am doing? What is the attitude behind? Very important. If that, and yes, sometimes you fall down, you keep refining the attitude, you keep refining the intention, make it purer and purer. Meaning, what is purer? Keep offering it to the Lord. See that He is only functioning. It is for Him that this action is taking place. He is only playing as the speaker, he is only playing as the spoken to. I don't realize that, but that is what is the scriptures are saying. 3rd chapter. 4th chapter, as this reaches its peak, as this starts taking root within you, another transformation in vision takes place. And that is as a result of refinement of intention. The transformation which takes place is you start seeing activity and inactivity both coexisting at the same time. कर लो बात, तो क्या कुछ करने की चक्कर ही नहीं है. You see activity and inactivity, karma, akarma, both happening at the same time. This is the 4th chapter. And when you see that karma and akarma are happening at the same time, 5th chapter says, यार फिर why should I? They are happening by themselves. Let them sannyas हो जाता है. Karma sannyas yoga is the 5th chapter. Then such a person becomes completely vairagya yukta with regards to karma. Meaning, जो थारी रहा है सो मारी रहा है, ये स्वामी जी कहते हैं ना. No, it does not initiate anything. He starts saying everything is okay. नमक कम डाला है, नहीं सब बढ़िया है. नमक ज़्यादा होगा, सब बढ़िया है. खाना खा लिया, सब बढ़िया है. Doesn't want to get involved in anything. No opinions, no judgments, nothing. Now, as a result, what is happening when you have become totally dispassionate towards activity? Activity is still going on, but you are not involved in it. Eyes are still seeing, nose is still smelling, body is still walking, it is waking, dreaming, sleeping, some activity is going on. But you are not involved. Consciously you are not, अरे मेरे को ये करना, I have to do this, I have to do that, nothing like this. It's all happening. And that's the truth. Everything is only happening. Now you have become available to it. But you have not realized yourself yet. So if everything is happening, then who the hell am I? This question will come as a result of this purification. This karma sannyas is purification. You have become dispassionate towards all activity. That is purification. And then the meditation begins. Then in meditation you come to know, or you come to realize that, hey, I am that. After you come out of meditation, not in the meditation. Then why am I very much at peace on the seat of meditation? When I come out of meditation, I am not at peace. The world is still there. How can I transform this experience on the seat of meditation even when my eyes are open? Then all in one, one in all. Bhagavan is saying, Man mana bhava mat bhakta, you surrender your mind to me. You surrender yourself to me. Then this vision will be granted. It will automatically come. See? If that is clear. When the person worships me with true devotion and realizes that I pervade all things, then he drops his egoistic feeling and becomes myself. So I have explained to you the method by which one acquires knowledge through actions and ultimately attains to me. I have told you through first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, then 7th to 12th is the expansion. 7th to 10th is expansion. And then 13th to 18th is coming to the conscious principle, not the total principle. You are coming to the conscious principle. See, Bhagavan knows he is the infinite. Bhagavan knows he is the total. Bhagavan knows that he is the individual Krishna who is standing in front of Arjuna. He knows what his position is, and yet he is playing all the positions without getting caught up in any position. And not only here, throughout his life, he has not got caught anywhere. Caught means he has not got identified with anything. See that, and this possibility is there in you, me, every human being. And ultimately attains to me, O son of Pandu. First, he should propitiate me by dedicating all actions to me. I have explained this to you. Perform all actions for the sake of the Lord, for his sake. Then he will attain to my knowledge through my grace and become merged in my divine form. So here he is not even in these two lines. Gyaneshwari Maharaj is missing out all other. You only perform all actions for the sake of the Lord, you will merge into the Lord. Meaning, whatever the consecutive steps, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th chapter, as given in Bhagavad Gita, they will automatically start happening. Our attention is not, oh, now I have reached 6th chapter, I think. So we stop doing karmanyavadhikaraste mahapaleshukara. No, anytime you can digress. So your job is only to perform the actions for the sake of the Lord under all sets of circumstances. Everything else, how much time you should spend performing actions for the sake of the Lord? 23.5 hours. You must perform actions for the sake of the Lord. You should not decide, now I think I have done enough of offering to the Lord, I should sit in meditation. No, that means you are not done. If this thought is coming, you are not done enough. Your attitude was not right. If your attitude is, correct, then after some time, the inner pull will come to sit in silence, to remember the Lord, to be in a satsang, at different stages. For no reason, while you are performing, today or yesterday someone came at my Sikh Paramananda's place. He says, Swamiji, I don't know what is happening nowadays, but my wife tells me, oh, Praji, jaake thode phool le aao. So he goes out to the garden, he says, plant devta, मैं थोड़े से फूल ले जा रहा हूँ, तुम भी भगवान ही हो, पर मैं दूसरे भगवान को चढ़ा ले जा रहा हूँ, मैं मेरे को दे दो. एंड मैं ऐसे पूछता हूँ, इज बिल्डिंग इज हाउस, कहता है, लोग कहते हैं कि पूजा करनी चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए. मैंने कहा ठीक है, तेरे को नहीं करना है मत कर. कहता है पर मैं गया अपने प्रॉपर्टी के ऊपर जिस दिन, द डे द फाउंडेशन वाज गोइंग टू बी लेड, एंड ही स्टूड देयर, ही सेज समथिंग केम आउट ऑफ माय हार्ट. आई सेड, Mother Earth, I cut you, you were normal, then I brought all these machines, I gave the contract, and they cut you out and flattened you. I'm sorry to hurt you like that. Please make my dwelling a healthy abode where your blessings are there. These are the prayers that came out of his heart. He said, I don't know prayers, but this is what I came. This is what came out of me. I said, बहुत बढ़िया है, और कुछ बोलने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. You see, how many times when we buy a house or we walk on the grass or we pluck the mango leaves for our puja or we pluck the flowers for the puja, how many times do we remember that element, that thank you for giving me to use, thank you for allowing me to walk on you, O Mother Earth. How many times? See? First, you should propitiate me by dedicating all actions to me, and then he will attain to my knowledge through my grace. Remember this. It is not your decision. Your decision is only to perform actions as an offering to the Lord. That is the only responsibility. Everything else is his problem. He will make sure, he will assess, in what mood are you doing? With what faith are you doing? Are you offering or are you not offering? Is there a sense of doership still there? Is there a sense of arrogance still there? That is his assessment. It is not your assessment. I think I have done 20 years of offering my actions to the Lord. I think it's time I should merge. कुछ नहीं होने वाला. he says, it is my grace by which he comes and attains me. O son, then he will attain to my knowledge through my grace and become merged in my divine form. What I am saying in these is thrice true. 3 times. See, Bhagwan, ये मत सोचना कि when we merge into the Lord, we become good for nothing. Bhagwan is ever merged in himself. Krishna Bhagwan, he is ever merged in himself. Ramchandra ji is ever merged in himself. Have they become good for nothing? Or have they become a beacon of light for others? Socho. Why do you think that if you merge in Lord, then I will not be a father, I will not be a mother, I will not be a child of my parents? All these foolish ideas, projections we have in our mind. Why don't you think that once you merge, you will be a better father, you will be a better mother, you will be a better citizen, you will be a better everything? Because now, instead of individual, divine is functioning, it is more integrated. It is complete. What I am saying is thrice true, then in that person, the end to be achieved and the means to achieve it get dissolved and nothing remains for him to do. What Swamiji says? Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Nothing to achieve and nothing to lose. Has the ocean achieved anything, lost anything if the waves have appeared on its surface? Has the ocean achieved something because the waves has merged back into the ocean? Has the gold lost something, lost itself because ornaments came out of it? Or has the gold become more because the ornaments were melted back into gold? It's ever the same. This vision we start. This is transformation. Not only from when you are in this world, someone is coming, hunger is going, people are coming, people are going, someone praises you, someone abuses you, someone tricks you, someone gives you. Everything is going on in this world, but you are unaffected. Why? Because your attention is ever on the divine. Dissolved and nothing remains for him to do. The last, ho gaya, next week. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I can't, before we go away and sit in just silence for a few seconds, I want to tickle you that we have a wonderful meal here by Samidha, which you all are missing out because you are listening from home. Digital listening. But we will remember you and you will get the burp in your tummies. Okay. Hari Om. Hari Om.